Hello, this is Carolyn with Carolyn's Paper Therapy, and I just wanted to share some little projects that I made using a kit called Vintage Romance from Crafty DYI'er. And this kit came with wooden pieces and then a digital kit for the papers, to print out the papers. The kit came with the wood and some lace, and let's see, some little wooden hearts, so the wood and the lace. And then she had a free workshop to show how to put it together. So I decided that sounded like fun and something a little different for me. So I wanted to share it with you today. And the kits may still be available, and the workshop was free and is online, but this just may give you some ideas also to use for other things that you want to make. This is a wooden envelope, and it came in, it had the back part to it, and the envelope shape, and then this front piece was the front part of the envelope, and then some little wood inserts that go around the bottom so that there was space to put things inside. So to complete this, I printed out the papers that it called for, and before anything was glued together, I covered the back with the handwriting, like a letter, old-fashioned letter. And then I covered the front with the roses. And then I used my ink, vintage photo ink, and inked all around the edges. This was glued onto the wood with a glue stick. So then when we had our little envelope, there were some pieces that went inside, like a floral card, this card with the lady dancing on it, and another one in the handwriting that I've succeeded in hiding it, but it's back there. And I decided to glue those down to keep them in place, plus to leave some space. If you wanted to give this as a gift, you could roll up a little piece of paper or tuck a little piece of paper with a love note inside this little space here. So then I wrapped the lace that came with the kit around, all the way around, and tied it in a bow, glued it down. And then the wood, most of the wood was stained with coffee, just painting coffee on. This, I actually just took my vintage photo and rubbed that on there. That stained it for me. So I tied the bow, glued on the heart, put on a little button that I had, and the word love. Then I decided it needed a little more of the red color, and I had gotten these dried looking roses in a gift shop, and so I cut a couple stems of those and tucked them down inside, and then glued the leaves where I wanted them to stay. So this little project will stand up if you wanted to use it that way, or it could hang up or just be tucked in among some other things. And in my pictures, you'll see I've gone to my china cabinet and kind of tucked these in with some little sugar creamers and things like that to give you the idea of how you could display. Now this set, it all matches, but I don't think you would want it as a whole set. You would want maybe one or two pieces to fix you a little vignette, and then give the others as gifts. But this is the first project. The second one I did was this one here, and I have seen frames like this. Actually, I saw something similar in Hobby Lobby yesterday, but all it is a frame with blank inside. And if you remember, I did a tray that I got at the Dollar Tree that had some design inside, and I covered all that with paper. So this frame here, I just painted on I just used my paintbrush and painted on the coffee and let it dry. And then I cut the piece of paper, this floral paper in the background, to fit down inside there, and inked around the edges and then glued it down with my glue stick. I used the handwriting. I ripped it so it would look like an old letter, and I inked around the edges and placed them in there with the glue stick. And then I decided to use some of the lace in behind here, just to have a little lace across the bottom of this dancing lady. I put some lace in behind the word dance. And then I dyed the heart again, and I fussy cut out a rose off of some of this paper, so there would be a little rose in there, and then tied the bow. And at the top, I just trimmed with some lace that I had and some flat back pearls. This is all hot glued on. Now later on, I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday and I bought some red roses, and so I've accented some of the pieces with red roses because the other ones I had were too big. I bought some different ones. But this is this plaque, and it's very lightweight. You could even glue a hanger on the back, a lace hanger, tie a bow up here and hang it on the wall. Or like I said, just put it in a vignette with some other beautiful, you know, romantic, antique looking items. And the next thing I did was these two small frames that are similar to the big one, the way that you do them. I coffee dyed the edges to make it brown. You could paint them white, sand it off, paint them a color, do whatever you want. But these are the ones that I got my red roses and accented with. But this one, you use the floral background paper, and it is cut to fit inside, inked around, and then put in just like we did the other one. Use the glue stick. And then the heart, with the way that I covered them with the paper, was to trace around it with pencil and cut it out, and then use my glue stick and glue it on. And since the love had the handwriting, I cut a piece of this floral paper to go behind it to frame it so it would show up more. And what I did with the roses, I just cut off a little stem of them and glued it down in there, and just a touch of glue to keep the leaves where they belonged. And then I tied a piece of our lace in a knot to make a lace bow down there. At the top, I trimmed it with lace and a piece of trim that I had. Now, in the video, the tutorial, they had tea-dyed the lace and everything. What I did was I just laid the lace down and ran my ink dauber across it with the vintage photo, and that gave it a tea-dyed look. This comes with a little hanger on the back, either this kind or this. This could be cut off, or you could tie a ribbon on it and hang it. You could cut it off and just use it in a vignette. It would stand up also. And this one has the handwriting in the background, and I laid a piece of really thin lace over there so you would still see the handwriting through. This is some lace I had. Covered this heart the same way I did this one, only with the floral and the word dance. Glued my little red roses in, and this is some hand-dyed crinkled seam binding. And I glued the bow in place, and then I just kind of touched a little bit of glue here and there to keep make it hang right. Across the bottom, I added some lace that I had and my flat back pearls again. These would be nice as a pair, hanging on a wall or tucked in among your lace and antiques. This little this little project here is a little wooden tag, and it's just about 6 inches long. So it's a wooden tag, and I traced around it and put the handwriting paper on the tag, and then inked around it. I added the dancing lady, some lace. I decided to tear a little piece of the handwriting and put it in behind this heart, just to have more of a collage there in the center. And the word love, I covered this heart in the same way, and then I glued on a button. And I went to the trouble to put string in it. And then I tied a bow at the top out of the lace, and I added a pear clip with some dangles on it. I've got a hummingbird and a heart and a music note. Again, these just look good tucked into things, or to give as a gift. You could actually cover the back, write a message to give as a gift. And the last part of the project is this large tag. And I'm gonna try to raise up my camera so I can get it all in there. I get most of it in there. It's pretty long. It is 12 inches long. So it's a nice big, it's wooden, just like the rest. Have covered it with the handwriting paper on the back. I didn't have a sheet left that was big enough, so I brought it down this far, and then I covered the bottom half with the floral. All that is inked around. My dancing lady, I took her and ripped this one side and inked it. And this is the lace that came with the project, and I tea-dyed it with my ink. Just like I said, I ran the dauber over it. And as I glued it down, before I put anything else on here, as I glued it down, I just glued it in spots so that it would ruffle across the bottom. And then I put another little piece of lace across to hide where I had put that glue. I used the word dance and a pearl that came in the kit. I covered this heart, wooden heart, like I did the others. I traced around it, glued it down, inked around it. I used my hot glue to glue it on. And I did another button and tied a bow on it. These are not all buttons. I found a package of buttons that were this kind of old looking color, ivory color, dark ivory color, that I thought would be pretty on the projects, and it matched her dress. Then I tied a bow with the lace at the top, not on camera, and I tucked in one of my roses that I bought yesterday and a couple of the leaves that I glued down. Now this is large, so it could hang on the wall, or you could tie a hanger on it, or also just tuck it in with your beautiful romantic things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing these little projects. I'll do some wood. These, I've done the little shadow boxes before, and I have when I've done them before, I've used 4 by 4 inch, actually a wrapped canvas that has the wood in the back, and turned it over, painted it, and done the shadow box that way. But you can find these little boxes like this. The video that I watched, the tutorial, I had to leave and come back to it and all, but it's available online through the Crafty DYI'er, and it is 3 hours long, but you can move your little dot along if you don't want to watch all the detail or whatever. But she shows how she put this together and talks about other things, so you might enjoy that too. I just wanted to show these. They're a little different from what I normally do because they're on wood. But I think they're so sweet, and I'll give these as gifts or tuck them in around my house in different places for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to get back to my little box, this box that I was working on with the drawers. I have the things ready to put together to put inside the drawers. So I'll be back soon to show you those. But for now, I took a little break and wanted to do this. And I had been sick for so long that I haven't had many videos coming up. So I just did this video really just to show you these and to maybe plant some seeds. And you might want to go over to the Crafty DYI'er. She offers a monthly membership for digital papers, and also every now and then these kits that she designs, and a free workshop. So that's all I have for you today. I'm thankful for this beautiful, beautiful sunny day. It was warm yesterday, but it's cold again today. And I just went bebopping out of the house without my coat on because once it turns warm, you think it's going to stay that way. But it is February after all, so we have to still have a few more cold days. I'll be back soon. Before you know it. So I'll see you soon.